好，咁啊，恭喜大家先。好啦，大家安靜，安靜，安靜，安靜，安靜。咁以下落嚟呢，我話過俾大家聽，今日嘅議程係會比尋日精彩嘅，所以我哋而家要邀請一位我哋今次大會非常之重量級嘅嘉賓，佢會同大家講我哋成功5要訣裏邊最後一個，亦都係非常重要一個要訣係乜嘢啊？ABC 複製同埋乜嘢啊？就係 ABC 複製咯，係咪啊？咁啊，呢個我哋當然邀請我哋好重量級嘅嘉賓啦。咁佢就係嚟自我哋美安集團嘅特別企劃顧問 Mr. Kevin Buckman 嘅。大家預備好邀請佢未啊？我哋俾最熱烈嘅掌聲 ，Please welcome Special Projects Consultant of Market America, Mr. Kevin Buckman。
All right. Okay. Good morning, Hong Kong. Woo. Great to be here. Beautiful, beautiful city. It's almost enchanted, especially when you see it in the evening. You know, this morning I'm going to talk about the ABC pattern and the power of leverage. You know, the basic five. You know, our business is really all about implementing the basic five: attitude and knowledge, goal setting, retailing, recruiting, sponsoring, and then follow up an ABC pattern of building depth with respect to the business. That's really where we create the leverage. Now, I think all of us have our special element, one of the five, maybe two of the five, but the fifth one, follow up in the ABC pattern of building depth, is really my favorite, and it should be your favorite, because that's where you make your money. That's where you make your money. And unfortunately, when you go to Basic 5 trainings or you hold Basic 5 trainings, it seems like you run out of time before you ever get to follow up in the ABC pattern of building depth. And really, it's ironic, isn't it? The most important one, at least in my opinion, because that's where duplication takes place. In other words, if we don't get the result-producing activities duplicated into our organization and get everybody implementing them, okay, with respect to what? Using and selling product, okay? Selling the business by showing the plan, and selling education by selling tickets. If we don't get those activities duplicated in depth into our organization, we gain no leverage. Then it's all about what we do. It's all based on the efforts of 1 versus 1% of 100 people's efforts. So follow up in the ABC pattern of building depth is critical. And I would venture to say, I know JR, you know, loves all 5 of the basic 5 and says you can't do one, you got to do all 5. It's true. But one thing I do know, after 25 years, there's one thing he does pound on the desk about. If you don't have a follow-up after the appointment, there was no use having the appointment. In other words, if you showed the plan and you didn't book a follow-up, and you have no follow-up activities to get in depth, and if you're not doing the ABC pattern, he says everything's a waste. It's a waste. And he's so true. It's so true. You know, I have a theory that people don't really have a hard time recruiting. They don't really have a hard time sponsoring. Not really. They say that's the most difficult part because of the result-producing activities. That's the one they feel they need the most help with. My theory is this. My theory is I don't think we prospect and recruit that much, therefore we don't sponsor that much. And the reason is once they say yes, the work begins. And you know, in order to be successful, you've got to get that ABC pattern going. You've got to go, you know, me with June, and June with Alice, and June and Alice and I with James, and June, Alice, I, James, you know, to Anthony. But the point is it's all about building in depth because we need to make sure that the right things are getting duplicated. Now, in selecting this topic, the reason I started with this morning is because I'm always looking for a topic that would apply to most everybody. And I believe this topic applies to a brand new unfranchised owner, someone that's only been in the business maybe 2 weeks, okay, to someone that's been in the business for 25 years, like myself, okay? So whenever I sit down with a new unfranchised owner, or I sit down with a unfranchised owner who's been in the business a long time, okay, I think this topic speaks to everyone because the new person needs to know this in order to be successful. The person that's been in the business a while needs to maybe reevaluate what they're doing and make sure that they are doing this, or they can use it to get their people, okay? Because really, in the end, the success of this business, your success in this business is going to be predicated and determined based on how well you create leverage using the ABC pattern. So the first thing I do when I sit down, and I'm just going to walk through here, and hopefully this is not working. Okay, so if somebody can, there we go. It's working there, but not on the monitor. Okay, let me back up then. Okay, here we go. All right, so if somebody can take the confidence monitor and go, well, I'll just use this. Here we go. I'll just read Chinese. Okay? All right, ABC pattern and leverage, okay? Here we go. Let's see how good my Chinese is. All right? So what I always ask the question, when I sit down and talk to somebody, I always ask them the question. This is very important, okay? Where'd it go? I don't need it in English. It's in English here. I need it in Chinese there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, okay? I always ask them, do you want to earn $11,500 fast, a week fast? Or do you want to get $2,300 check faster? In other words, if you want to get paid, if you want to get a check fast, okay, real fast, I can get you one. But if you want to get paid $11,500 every single week fast, okay, forget about getting paid faster in the beginning. I always tell people, in the beginning, you are not going to get paid. If you want to build a residual income, an income that's going to pay you for a long, 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 long time, maybe outlast you, okay? You're not going to get paid for a lot of the things that you do in the very beginning, okay? You need to understand that. Everybody needs young UFO, old UFO, middle-aged UFO, doesn't really matter. But the point is you're not going to get paid in the very beginning for a lot of the things that you're going to be doing. But in the end, you're going to get paid a whole lot for the things you're not doing anymore. And really, that's the objective. Now, the key is we have to begin and approach our business with that mindset. If you want to get paid a residual insignificant income, you've got to approach the business with the right mindset. Like, I'm going to build a business. I'm not going to go just try to get a check, okay? Big difference, okay? That determines how you're going to approach it. Now, what I'll do is this. I'm going to show them visually. I'm going to show them visually using this slide exactly visually what the objective is and the concept is with respect to the ABC pattern. Normally what I'll do is I'll cover the right leg up or I'll cover the left leg up because it really doesn't, that really doesn't get into the concept. And again, then would just duplicate on the other side. But I want them to understand the ABC pattern. I don't want, we build the business with adults. Adults learn by doing, experience, participating, visualization, okay? And the thing is but they're a lot like children and you can't give them choices. So what I try to do is I always try to unclutter their mind going from one thing to the other. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start and I'll cover up the right side. And what I'll do is I'll just explain to them what we're trying to do. Because in this business to get paid, you only have to build how many legs? You only got to build 2 legs, right? You only have to build 2 legs. 2 legs. Not 4, not 6, not 8, not 10, not 12, not 35 like JR had built in a previous enterprise. Not 35 to get paid serious money. You can make a significant ongoing six-figure income annually just by building 2 legs. 2. And we know the average individual can sponsor 2.8 people and get us started. Am I right? Okay, but 2 legs. Problem is this. They only have to build 2 legs. We only have to build 2 legs. But the key is we've got to teach people how to build a leg before they can build 2. In other words, let's teach them how to build a leg so they can build 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the common leg because that automatically in the evolution of your organization, your business, always starts out stronger, which I'm going to show you. So if you let it naturally evolve and don't force it, the common leg will actually grow quicker. We all know this, right? Where's the first person first personally sponsored and qualified unfranchised owner? Where does that person get placed? Always where? Common leg, right? So automatically, with everybody above doing the same thing and below doing, of course the common leg's going to grow. So it's a natural evolution. It's not building one leg and then building another, but it's just in the natural evolution, it will evolve first. So we use the common leg. So what I want to do is I'm using the common leg to teach people how to build a leg. And you teach people how to build a leg with using follow-up in the ABC pattern of building depth, the 5th element of the basic 5, okay? It is so important. That's where we actually apply everything we know. It is the why. It is the why we do what we do. It's the why we recruit. It's the why that we retail, okay? But we have to do it and duplicate it. So I'll start off with A. So let's say it's me. Okay, let's say it's me and Dolly. So Dolly is A, okay? So what do I want to get Dolly to do? I'm going to show you in a second, but what we're going to do is now, Dolly, you and I, we're going to find your A, which would be my B, okay? And men, we're just looking down the left side. I've got the right covered up because I don't want her eyes going back and forth. Well, what about this? What about, don't worry about that. What I want you to understand is get the concept. We have to create leverage, okay? So it'd be done. So we find June. So it's Dolly, June, and I. June is B for me, but she's A for Dolly. Okay? Then we have Alice. Okay? So Alice becomes C for me, A for June, but B for Dolly. Is everybody with me? But what are we doing? We're duplicating. We're duplicating all the result-producing activities. I'm trying to teach them how to build a leg and teach them to be independent, unfranchised owners, not dependent. I don't want every time we sell product or we visit a customer or whatever, for me to be doing it. I don't want every time we do a product preview, me to be doing it. Modus preview, me doing it. I don't want every time we show the plan for me to be doing it. If that's the case, how many times can we show the plan each week? We can only show it as many times as I have available. But if everybody can show the plan, okay, if I can get 3 people to show the plan plus myself, now we have Dolly showing it once a week, June showing it once a week, Alice showing it once a week, I'm showing it once a week. We're getting the plan shown 4 times a week. Now that 4 times a week may not just be to 4 people. It could be 1 on 3, 1 on 5, whatever. But we could be getting the plan shown and exposed to 20, 25 individuals a week just by having 3, 4, or more individuals that can do that one result-producing activity. Same thing goes for building a customer base, okay? So then it goes A1, B1, C1, and then so on and so on. So I'm trying to teach everybody the concept. If you want to build residual income, if you want to build residual income, you have to create leverage. You have to create leverage. Again, leverage is what? Okay, it's more efficient, more productive, okay, if we do what? If we rely on getting 1% of 100 people's efforts versus solely relying on one person doing 100% of everything. Does everybody follow me? And our success will be predicated on how we duplicate and get that process accomplished, okay? So what I do is I will lay this out, okay, with everybody. Anybody I'm trying to get back on track, any new unfranchised owner, even I may have some successful unfranchised owners I'm meeting saying, look, we need, this is what you need to get into your group, getting it going, okay, if you want to jumpstart it, okay? But it all comes back to the follow-up and the ABC pattern of building depth, okay? And I think JR, he'll tell you that over and over and over. It's all, did you get the ABC pattern going? You've got to get the ABC pattern going, okay? Now, these are strategic numbers. Why? Because what are we going to duplicate? What do we want to get duplicated? Remember A, B, C, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, okay? As we go in depth, what is it that I want duplicated? This is what I want duplicated, okay? Every single unfranchised owner, when they come into the business, I automatically expect them. They get 90 days. They get 90 days to find 150 BV or more Market Hong Kong product that they can basically transfer, okay, their purchases of from one business establishment that they're currently buying it from to their business establishment, the one that they own, their Market Hong Kong unfranchised, okay? I give everybody 90 days. All the way, what are we going to do? We're going to make a list, right? How do we make a list of all the products, goods, and services we're using every 4, 8, 12 weeks? Okay, we simply go through the shopping annuity assessment tool. It identifies all the products that we're currently purchasing into our household. Okay, not just us personally what we're using, but in our household, our entire household. Okay, identifies everything there, and then we incrementally, within 90 days, look to move and start purchasing those products. Okay, change the brand of products to our brand of products and begin purchasing them from our business versus someone else's business. If you don't do that, you're done. You fail business 101, okay? Nobody that owns a business goes to a competing business and does business, okay? I know but that's just the way it is. You fail business 101. Okay, so I give everybody 90 days. So what is that? That's something we're going to get duplicated. So it's got to be duplicated on the A level. I got to have Dolly doing it. I got to have June doing it. I have to have Alice doing it. I have to have James doing it. I have to have Anthony doing it. I have to have Alan doing it. I have to have Diane doing it. Okay, but everybody in depth, everybody's got to be doing this. And this is what we do. This is what we do. This is our culture. You've got to get consistency. There's certain things we just do, and that's all there is to it, okay? Second thing, every single person has to start off with a names list of 60 to 300 names. They have 10 days. I give them 10 days, okay? Even if you've been in the business for 3 years, 5 years, you want to get jump started. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm just going to get this thing going. I've been messing around, talking about it, but haven't done anything. Great. Here's what you do. First thing I'm going to tell you, you're using 150 BV or more, okay? If not, you go use the shopping assessment tool and get it done, okay? Do you have a names list? You have a names list. You have a possibility list of 60 to 300. No, guess what? You got 10 days to get it done. I start everybody. I don't care where they're at right now. If they want to get going, we got to start here. Okay, so you got to have 300 names. And just like JR says, you're going to add 2 new ones every single day, 5 out of 7 days a week. So you're going to have 10 new names every single week. Well, I don't run into 10 new people. No, what did I say? I want 10 names. I just want the mindset of 10 new names. I don't care if you go jerk it off the billboard out here where somebody says they'll babysit. You've got a name and a number. Does everybody follow me? Or someone, you get a business card, whatever it may be. I just want the names. Because it's not so much about the fact that you may get to them. It's not so much that they're going to be prospects, or you may never get around to call them. I need them for your mental strength. I need them so that you have posture. You've got to have posture in this business. You've got to be tough, okay? You can't just cave every time somebody says no, or somebody comes with an objection, or well, it's one of those things, or it's a pyramid, or this, or that, and everything like that. Let me tell you what. Here's the deal. It is directly proportional to your how big your names list is. If you've got 300 names, think about it, okay? No, forget about that. Let's say you've got 8 names, a chicken list, a short list, the ones that we let people bring us, okay, because we don't want to make them do 50, 60, 80, 100 because they might quit, or they say, oh, it's too hard. Well, when you do that, you're setting them up to fail, Okay, I want to set my people up to succeed. Now, if you want to succeed in this business, I love you. Okay, but the thing is this is tough love. I need 6,300 names. If I take that chicken list, I take that short list of 6 people, and all of a sudden this gentleman says no, Diane says no, Alan no, Anthony no. There's 4 out of 6. I got 2 left. I got James and Alice left. Guess what? With every single no, you're going like this. And to the point you're on your hands and knees if you even approach James or Alice, begging, oh, please, James, take a look at this. I know it'll make money if you just get in there with me. You see? You know, nobody, who's going to follow somebody like that? Oh, I can show you a business you can make a 6-figure ongoing annualized income you can pass down generation to generation to generation. James like, yeah, right, get away from me. Get off your knees first. Are you with me? Okay? But let me tell you what, if you got 300 names, no, go die. I got 294 to go. You see what I mean? It's like a game. You know, back when I was younger, we played pinball. Now they play games on TV, okay? And I see my son up there, and I see this thing going on. I'm like, what's these lights going up every time you shoot somebody or whatever? He says, that's my fight life or whatever. In other words, the more I shoot people, the more time I get to shoot more people. I don't know. But it's just like a battery. So he gets to play a long time. It keeps him in the game a long time. The more battery life he has, if you will, okay? Your possibility, this is the same thing. It's the battery. It's the green light. Because the thing is let me tell you what. If I get 5 no's, 6 no's, and I got 294 names to go, and I'm adding 2, I don't care where they came from. I got them out in the country someplace. Don't know where they're at. But it's names. It's a mindset. You realize 90% of success in this business, or being successful in this business, is going to end up being right here between your 2 ears. It's about how you approach it, okay, and how you deal with the things you experience, okay? The other thing we're going to get duplicated is we're going to sell 100 BV worth of new business every single month for the first 12 months in the business, because we're going to have a repeat retail customer base of 600 BV or more, period, okay? And then after 12 months and we've achieved that, we don't have to focus on retailing anymore because we've got a retail base, and all we're going to do is focus on doing what? Expanding the share of product that those repeat customers buy. We'll practice one-to-one marketing, okay? And that's simply what? Once we get a customer base, and I've got June loves 1 or 2 of our products, okay? Guess what? I have her fill out the home shopping list. She's buying OPC3. She's buying the multivitamin. She already has identified in the home shopping list what? All the different products, goods, and services she's buying every 4, 8, 12 weeks, right? She's already declared what she's buying. I don't have to pry, dialogue, get information. She's already given it to me. So every time I follow up and give her a product or she buys it off my website, I follow up with a call or some type of a contact. I'm looking to introduce a product she's already identified that she's buying from some other business. She's buying Tide, Cheer, Gain, All Pure, whatever to wash the family's clothes, okay? All I'm going to do is capitalize on the success with the OPC and the multivitamin and introduce her to what? Snap laundry detergent. She's going to go, wow, these other 2 products were so great, so fabulous. OPC3 has worked for me. It's taken care of whatever it was that ailed her. I just love it and everything. The laundry detergent's got to be great. That's right. OPC's good. Laundry detergent's got to even be better. That's how the human mind works. Does everybody follow this? Okay? So the point is we're just going to increase. So now what I do is I take and teach. We want to get duplicated that when you get this customer base, okay, there's 8, 9, 10, 11 customers buying every single month. We just focus on building a relationship with them, introducing products that they're buying someplace else. We're not just trying to sell them something they're not buying. We're just getting them to change brands of products they buy all the time. You with me? So the thing is we're not taking more money from them. We're just getting them to channel that money and redirect it and reallocate it to our business versus somebody else's. And we already know that they're using these products. Okay? So, and that we're capitalizing on this. We've got a leg up on them because we're building a relationship. The person in the store has no relationship with them. And at the same time, we are capitalizing on products that they're only getting from us. Okay? That store, they can go to this store, this store, any store in the world and buy it. Does everybody follow me? Okay? So we're going to practice one-to-one marketing, but we first have to do what? In order to get a repeat customer base, we have to have a customer. You can't get a repeat customer until you get an initial customer. So because we're in sales, okay, we're going to set a quota. Okay, now June and Alice and James and Alan, they work for themselves. And Dolly, this is a partnership, okay? It's a volunteer, okay? Dolly doesn't work for me. I don't write her a paycheck, okay? It's a volunteer business, okay? But it is sales. We are sales, and Dolly owns her own business, sets her own hours, basically figures out how she's going to get these things done, okay, around her life. Does everybody follow this? Okay? So I have no financial leverage with her, okay? The only leverage I have with her is if she wants what she says she wants out of this business, we have to do this in order for her to attain it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is say, look, I know we're in sales, and in sales you have to have goals. You have to have quotas, okay? It's something that is a target, something we plan on doing every single week, every month, every quarter, whatever it may be. How many people have ever worked in sales? Okay? Take a while for the translation to work here. Okay? Okay? A lot more of you have than raise your hand, okay? So the point, but in sales, you have a quota. So if you don't do a certain amount of sales in a month, in a quarter, whatever it may be, they're going to put you on probation. If you don't do it again, they may be looking for somebody to replace you. Does everybody follow me? So there's quotas. Now, I can't get rid of Dolly because Dolly works for herself. It's a volunteer business. But in order for her to be successful, I'm going to create an environment where she has to perform. So what I do is I've set this, and this is what everybody's going to do. It's going to be her criteria, June's criteria, Alice's criteria, James's criteria, everybody's criteria, okay? We're going to sell 100 BV worth of new business every month for the first 12 months, for 12 months straight. 100 BV of new business means this. If in January, okay, if I sell a bottle of OPC3, okay, if I sell a bottle of OPC3 to Carrie, okay, and I sell Calcium Plus to Palcon, okay, so if I sell those two products, one product each, okay, in February, if Carrie comes back and buys the OPC3, Palcon comes back and buys the Calcium Plus, okay, that's not new business in February, is it? It was new business in January. And it went towards achieving the 100 BV, okay, a month. Now, I have to sell enough. If I sell 50 BV to Carrie, and 23 BV, and then 40 BV, it all is 100 BV. But it's basically 3 new sales, initial sales, new product sales. When they come back and buy in February, it's not new sales, it's repeat sales. So I have to get 100 BV of new business, okay, either from new customers to meet the quota, or it has to be new products sold to existing customers. Everybody follow that? It's all about 100 BV of new business every month. The reason I've set that quota is what? Okay? The reason I set the quota is this. I know after doing this looking at the numbers for 25 years, that 50% of all initial sales, 50% of all initial first-time product sales will be repeat purchases. Half will always come back and repeat purchase if you just do an average job of following up. If you just do an average job of following up, over half of all your first-time sales will be repeat sales. Okay? So if I sold OPC3 to June, OPC3 to Alice, the odds are 50% either June or Alice will continue to buy every month thereafter. Does everybody follow this? So if I have 10 customers, first-time customers, 5 of them will repeat buy. And then my job is to get them to buy more product. Because it's easier to do what? Sell more product to satisfied customers than it is to go out and sell a product of 100 new customers. Does everybody follow? Okay? These are the things I want duplicated. It's not, ABC pattern is not just about me showing the plan to Dolly, Dolly and I showing the plan to Alice, Alice and I and Dolly showing the plan, okay, to June. It's about getting the result-producing activities built and duplicated in depth in your legs, okay? Now, the other thing is we're all going to agree to show the plan to at least 4 people, 4 qualified people, okay? Our goal is objective. If you want to be on the team, you have to show the plan to 4 qualified individuals every single month. So we'll break it down as simple as 1 a week, okay? So guess what? When I sponsor June and I are going to show the plan to at least 4 people a month or at least 1 person, new qualified person per week. Now, I stress qualified is because I'm not talking about somebody you tricked into, sitting down and you showing the plan. Qualified to me means someone you entered into a dialogue. I started talking to Dolly, and we had a conversation, maybe a couple conversations at work. And in the conversation, she's communicated to me that she's not making enough money, or she's looking, for something she could make more money, or she's got a fear, okay, that she's not going to have enough money for, whatever it may be, okay? So I have a money solution. Now, Dolly, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. 25 years ago, I saw a business model that has really worked for me. Okay, if you've got 40 minutes, I'd love to show it to you. See if, you may not have an interest, but what's the harm? If her fear is great enough, if her fear, of not having enough money for whatever it is, okay, if her fear or her pain is great enough, she's going to give me 40 minutes, isn't she? If the person's not going to give you 40 minutes, you don't want them. Because guess what? Their goal, their motivation is not there. When Dennis showed me the plan on a Tuesday night, I drove 47 minutes, almost an hour, okay? In the evening at 8 o'clock, drove an hour, got there at 9. He showed me the business, okay? Let me tell you what, when I saw the business, my fear, I'd never done anything like that. I've never heard anything like this, okay? But I did know organizational structure and that type of thing, and that really got me when I saw 2 legs, everybody had a common leg, and I saw the compensation plan, how we'd be paid, the whole bit. Great. I don't know anything about products and selling that stuff, but I knew the organizational structure and the associated compensation plan was big. But what's even more important was, I was in debt so bad it wasn't funny. And I had a child that was 14 years old, and she was going to be getting ready to go to college in 4 years, and I hadn't saved a nickel. I hadn't saved a nickel for retirement. I spent it all, okay, and had not saved a nickel for her college education, all right? And so my fear was great. My fear was great that 4 years from now, I'm going to be in the same position if I don't do something now. And that's really what most of you really need to come to grips with. If you don't do something now, you're going to be in the same exact situation you're in right now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. So that became my motivation. If he'd have said I had to wear a dress, put lipstick on, and do house meetings in order to make $1,500 a week, my fear was so great at that time, I would have done it. You see? The point, it is if the plan is going to work, and I believe the plan would work, and it was great and everything, I would have done it. He said, oh, by the way, you got to wear a dress and put lipstick on. I would have still done it to show the plan, okay? But the point is that's what we're after. So if somebody's not willing to give you, 40 minutes, I don't know if they're, they might maybe later, okay, when the timing's right. But right now is not the time. Because when you want to build your business and you want to experience success and you want to make money, when do you want to make it? Now. Not when they feel like getting going. So what we want to do is we want to find people in the A, the B, the C. We want to find people, and that's really what we're looking for. Okay? Now those people, that A, B, C, not necessarily going to be exactly like that. My A, believe it or not, my A was the 60th person in my left leg. 60 in my left leg. Okay, so I had to, I had to go through a few people to find that person that wanted it now and was willing to do these things, okay? It was well worth the wait. It was because, I made millions out of it, okay? So the thing is now we're all going to agree to show the plan to 4 or more qualified people. So we're going to have to converse and dialogue with a lot of people that are on the what? Possibility list. That's where we get our potential business partners. That's where we get our potential customers. It's from that possibility list. And we get our posture. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to show the plan to 4. So everybody has to do that on the team. It has to be duplicated. We have not completed the A level until I've gotten Dolly doing that. Okay, we're not having completed the B level until I have Dolly and June doing that. I haven't completed the C level until I have Dolly, June, and Alice doing it. Is everybody with me? Okay, now there may be people in between them that aren't doing it, but they don't count. They're not on the team. They're on the team, but they're not on the field, and they don't get a jersey. They're not starting. They're not playing. They're on the bench watching. Okay? So the thing is, I only got starters on the board. The A, the B, the C, the A1, B1, C1. Okay? So we all show the plan to 4 qualified people. The other thing is going to get duplicated is this. Everybody, okay, when we go to a seminar, when we go to an event, whatever it may be, Dolly's got to buy 3 tickets. June's got to buy 3 tickets. Alice has got to buy 3 tickets. Alan's got to buy 3 tickets. I got to buy 3 tickets. And we buy 3, we sell 2. We buy 3, we sell 2. What I mean by that is for every 4 people, okay, every 4 people that we show the plan to per month, okay, more than likely as time goes on, we'll get good at it, but we're going to get one, if they're qualified people we show it to, we'll get 1 new business partner. We'll get 1 new out of every 4 qualified we show each month, okay? So the thing is what will happen is we show the plan, we get 1. Guess what? We got to have somebody, okay, we got to have a ticket to sell that new business partner, right? Why? Because we want to get this duplicated. This buy 3, sell 2. We want to get this concept duplicated where everybody buys 3, they show the plan to 4, we get 1 new business partner, okay? We have 2 tickets. So in the course of 2 out of 3 months, we should have both tickets sold. It's usually about 60 to 80 days later that the next event takes place, local events. Everybody follow? See how we build event to event? And we do this, okay? Now, if we do all these things and duplicate, let me tell you what, it's going to be huge. It'll be huge. We will have gained leverage. But these are very simple things. You don't need to walk around with a computer or a laptop with all this stuff and check it off, and it's not hard. Everybody can walk away and do what? If we knock off the first one, we knock off the second one, guess what? The last one's easy. You either did or you didn't. You either got your 3 tickets. By the way, if you don't have your 3 tickets to the next major event in Hong Kong, which is convention, then really what you're saying is you don't intend to do this business. What you're saying is you do not intend to grow your organization by 2 new people between now and then. That's what you're saying. I just want to let everybody know. If you don't know what you're saying, this is what you're telling yourself. If I don't have 3 tickets, 1 for me and 2 for 2 new people, not 2 people that are not here, okay, that are in your organization. I'm talking about if you don't have 3, 1 for you and 2 for 2 new people, you plan from the time you walk out of here tonight at 6:30 to have 2 new business partners between now and convention. Then what you're saying is you're not going to do the business. Does everybody follow? That's what you're saying. Because you don't believe in yourself. You do not believe in yourself that you're going to do the things necessary to have those 2 new people. Just want to give that as an eye-opener. So one thing you can do at lunch, when you go to lunch, if you don't have your 3 tickets, think about it on the way out. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Now what I want to do with the unfranchised owner is I want to share with them, okay? I shared with them, the unfranchised, they know exactly what we're going to duplicate, don't we? This is how, and we're going to, by getting this in an A, B, C, A1, B1, C1, when we get this in that leg, developed in depth with everybody doing those activities, using 150 or more, okay? Using 150 or more, all right? They're also doing what? They're using 150, I'll back right up here, okay? They've all got their names list. They're adding 2. They're selling 100 BV of new business. Guess what? If they've already been through 12 months and they got that repeat customer base, guess what? They don't need to be selling any new business. They just concentrate on getting their repeat customers to buy more of the market Hong Kong product from you, okay? We're all going to show the plan to 4 people, right? Qualified people. And we're always going to buy 3, sell 2 to the current, from the event that we're at, okay? That's what we get duplicated, all right? Now, here's what we're going to do with the possibility list. So I'm going to take Anthony. Say, Anthony, here we go. This is you. This is you. These X's right here. This is your possibility list. These X's represent all the names on your possibility list. I didn't put 60 of them in here, and I definitely couldn't get 300 here, but you get the method. Okay, so the concept is all these X's represent every single name that's on Anthony's list, okay? Now, that means then what we're going to do is Anthony and I, we're going to talk about the list, okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to say, Anthony, of all these people, I want to group them together. In other words, which of these people do you work with, okay? And do you all work together? So he's going to put a little color crayon by that particular X. Okay, which ones do you go to church with? Which ones do you hang out with and do things, whatever? All the different things you're doing, and they get different colors. Then I'm going to take a look, and because there's also what? Well, I work with somebody, I go to church with them, and I also, I don't know, our sons play soccer together. Okay, all right, or basketball. All right, basketball. Anthony wants basketball. Okay, basketball. So what we've got here is this. Now I've got an X here, okay, which is Alice, who has 3 ticks. You with me? In other words, there's 3 things. And so what I'm looking to do is take this list and I'm going to prioritize it. So I'm taking everybody on the list that have like types things. So all of a sudden, James and June also work at the same place Anthony works, and they also have sons or daughters that play basketball. Is everybody with me? So there's multiple things. Now, they probably know each other, don't they? So that's the people we're going to go, and I say, Anthony, this is who we want to get in a conversation and a dialogue and approach first. Does everybody follow this? Okay? Now, when I I'm going to get Anthony to approach them. And what I do is I always train my people, because in the beginning, it's too much. You know, when I say, okay, you got to show the plan, apply, create, qualify, activate, teach, manage, support, other, 12, 12, 24, 24, go through all that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think conversation. Just think conversation. Don't think presentation. Just think conversation. Just converse, okay? Converse and gather information. Okay, I don't want you to think presentation. Because if you think presentation, you're going to get all nervous, talk weird, and you're going to scare Alice and June away. So what I want you to do is just get into a conversation. What we want to do is find out, okay, and dialogue. Now, he may already know this based on his conversations and dialogue with them anyway. But the thing is he's just looking for what? He's looking for a money challenge, isn't he? Okay, a challenge in the conversation, whether they're looking for more money, whatever it may be. And he's going to let them know that, hey, I just started a business. You may be interested, you may not, but the thing is it only take you 40 minutes to take a look at it, whatever it may be. And then what we're going to do is he's going to have them watch the video with them. okay? Takes the pressure off of him. Takes the pressure off of him. Takes the pressure off of me having to be there. I would like to be there if at all possible, but just in case I can't, it takes the pressure off. Now, all of a sudden, he sits down. Alice and June both what? They look at the video. Okay, they've got questions or whatever, and then he calls me. We get together on a call or whatever. We arrange to what? Follow-up appointment the very next day or whatever, 2 days later, and then we come in and we redo it again, only I'm with them, okay? So that's really the goal and the objective. But the thing is what we're going to do is we create this list. We've prioritized it, but this is how it'll pan out. So we sponsor Alice. Does everybody see that? So he sponsors Alice, who is, and we're going to designate as A, okay? XA. So XA. Now XA, what's one of the first things? What are the things she's going to do? Possibility list. Got to do a possibility list. 6,300 names. We got to identify 100 BV worth of marketing Hong Kong products. She's going to transfer some other business to her business, okay? Her goal is to show the plan to 100 BV worth of new product, right? Every month. And buy 3, sell. All those things, that is what we're going to duplicate. But we start off with the 6,300 names. So Alice does the 6,300 names. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. A lot of Alice's names overlap Anthony's names. And guess who happens to also be in there? June. Just like the color. Remember, we marked them off when we prioritized them? And that's how it evolved. So guess what? June ends up being one of Alice's top people she would approach about the business, okay? So Anthony, myself, and Alice, we go and we do a meeting for June. Does everybody see this? Now we have 3 people's excitement, enthusiasm, potential, possibility, hope, and we're all excited about what? Satisfying our own motivation, but also it makes her feel like her goal and objective, reason she's looking at it as something is realistically achievable. Does everybody follow this? Okay? All right. So here we go. We get B's. So now there's June's got B's. So all these B's. Now remember, we're going to take that, and that's going to be that common leg. What am I doing? I've got the 6 things everybody has to duplicate. I'm using this leg to teach Anthony, Alice, and June and Dolly how to build a leg so they can build the other leg with minimum supervision. Is everybody with me? Okay? The biggest mistake I think we make a lot of times is we don't teach people how to build a leg. Okay? They just kind of get in the leg and whatever happens, happens. The point is we got to teach them what it takes to build a leg, because that will allow them to build the other leg with minimum supervision, and then will allow them to what? Build as many legs as they want and make as much money as they want, okay, down the road, which we love. Now, as far as the other leg, everybody's all worried. I know, y'all going to run out of here with your hair on fire. Okay, what about the other leg? What about the other leg? Because, you know, that little thing behind you is always like, I don't know how much it was, but I want my 300 USD check. I still want to get paid. I want to get paid. You know, I said I didn't. I wanted to build a residual income, but you got that little birdie back there. You know, a check would really prove it, okay? That's what all these other people are for. See the X's out here, Anthony? Okay? We're going to build the other leg with those X's. Okay, all these A's that there's no overlap, that's who Alice is going to build the other leg with. All those B's out there, June, okay, that don't overlap with Anthony, Alice, okay, you can build the other leg with them, okay? Me personally, I don't care where they come. I mean, I care that you keep like people together, but see, all the A's and all the B's and all the, all the A's and all the B's going to be underneath my common leg anyway. Okay, so I just want them all to be successful, and I'll do whatever I got to do. And by the way, they're my people. Anybody Alice brings in, Anthony brings in, June brings in, guess what? Unless Anthony is my A level and is getting this duplicated, okay, I'm not turning it over to Anthony, okay? If Anthony's going to be my A, great. If he turns out not to be my A, I'm wanting Alice to be my A, okay? He got her, but I don't care. She's mine. Okay, and if Alice doesn't pan out and Anthony doesn't pan, it doesn't matter. I got June. Does everybody follow this? June's mine. Okay, and what I mean by mine is I need an A person. I need somebody to create leverage with. Somebody's going to do what I'm doing, okay? Now, ideally, I want it to be everybody I bring in, but guess what? And that'll be happen more times than not. The people that end up being your best producers are going to not necessarily be people you sponsor, okay? I have my first two directors in my right leg, I didn't sponsor, okay? I worked with them, and I didn't leave it to anybody else. I worked with them to help, make sure that happened, okay? But I didn't personally bring them into the business, okay? All right, this is just a linear of what I just showed you with respect to the sphere of influence in the network and the overlap. Remember the ticks with the crayon marker or whatever? This is what I did here, the XA, XAB. In other words, where they work, what they do, okay? All right, now remember, I'm showing this to the unfranchised because remember, they learn what? Visually, right? So I'm trying, as I walk them through it, I want them to have a visual to see exactly what I'm talking about. So then I just pound it home even more. Here is an organizational structure with what it looks like. Here we have Anthony, we have Alice as a B, we have, and then I would just go on down, and this is how it works. Remember all the X's for the other side, okay, that Anthony can use, okay? So I'm showing him. You have to show the unfranchised owner exactly what you mean. Okay, so they can see it. If they don't get the concept and they don't build leverage and they don't understand in the beginning, it may be hard to have easy. Okay? If they don't get that, then here's what's going to happen. They're going to look for the easy, hard, and it ain't happening. You with me? Okay. But they got to get this concept. So I also want to make sure that they understand, the beautiful part about this is you're earning while you learn. You earn while you learn. If we know that 30% gross retail profit goes on the sale of a Market Hong Kong product, okay, and $796, dollars retail sales equals $239 in profit, all right, and also $796 in retail sales on average equals 50 BV. Does everybody follow this? So what I'm doing is I'm going to set up assumptions mathematically because I have to show them where the money is. I'm going to show them where the money is because now they see what they've got to do. They know what they have to do. They know that what they have to do is doable. They can do this. They can do this. Every single person in this room can do those things that I shared with them, okay, or with you, all right? If those are the numbers, then guess what? Remember what was the number? We had to sell 100 BV of new product, didn't we? Well, if 100 BV of new product equals 1,592 in retail sales, okay, and 30% of that is 478. So if we achieve 100 BV of new sales, okay, we're also going to make 478 as we build this repeat customer base. And it only goes to, as a matter of 50%, okay? If we do 100 BV of new business each month for 12 months, that means we did 100 new BV here, 100 BV new this month, February, 100 BV new in March. Well, 50 in January repeat, you with me? And then 100 repeat in March. Does everybody see how this works? So if we do 100 BV a month for 12 months, by the time we got to December, we would have had over the year 1,200 BV of first-time initial sales, right? Well, if 50%, conservatively, if 50% of all new sales going forward was repeat sales, then guess what? We've built a customer base that's generating 600 BV a month. Does everybody follow this? 600 BV a month. All we're going to do is see if we can get those customers to buy new product, but we don't have to go out and get new customers. But if that's the case, then all we do is we just simply what? Multiply 478 times 6, because it's 100 BV equals 478 in profit, times 6 because it's 600 BV, right? So it's 6 times 478. That's your gross retail profit just for every single month, just for your customer base. That helps pay the overhead of your business. Goes towards ticket money, goes towards phone, goes towards, business expense, things like that. It's the repeat base. Not only that, when you think about the fact that you've now got a base of 600 BV every month, you can take that BV and apply it anywhere you want in a personally sponsored, qualified, and unfranchised owner that's on auto ship, okay? So you've got additional leverage there. So I've already gone through this 50%. The other thing we know is that, guess what? If we have two teams generating 5,000 BV or more per, okay, 5,000 BV or more, two teams, we're going to earn how much? 11,500, right? We're going to earn 11,500 for every time we go to 5,000 and 5,000, correct? Now, if we go to 5,000 and 5,000 in 3 months, every 3 months, we make how much? A minimum of 11,500 every 3 months. If it goes to 5 and 5 every 2 months, we make 11,500 every 2 months. If it takes 1 month to get to 5 and 5, we make 11,500, don't we? So it doesn't really matter. The assumption and the constant is 5 and 5 equals 11,500. So if we get to 5 and 5 in a week, we get to 11,500 a week. Does everybody follow this? These are the assumptions. Now, I'm putting this in place because I need every single member of the team to understand what's in it for them and what's in it for everybody else if everybody does their job. Everybody does their job. And what's their job? Always have a names list of 60 to 300 names. And make sure your people have 60 to 300 names. Make sure you're using, okay, and your people are using 100 BV or more worth of product. At a minimum, more than likely should be 250, 300, whatever it may be. But my point in the household, but my point is a minimum of 150. Okay, not 50, not 100, no minimum, okay? A 150 minimum, okay? Every household could be switching brands and using their own products that they sell and represent, okay? They're going to show the plan to 4 qualified individuals, okay? They're going to make sure they have that customer base, okay? That's repeat customers, 600 BV every single month, all right? These are the things that have to be duplicated. I need everybody on the team doing it because we're trying to get to A, B, A1, B1, A2, C, B2, C2, all the way down, in depth, as many people duplicating those things as possible, okay? Now, if everybody does their job, okay, I'm now going to show the unfranchised owner, that I'm basically either the new unfranchised owner, the unfranchised owner that's sick and tired of being sick and tired and talking and never do anything, trying to jumpstart a stable and waiting unfranchised owner. Maybe I want to get myself going. Maybe I've taken, a holiday for a year or two or whatever like that, and I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of the business. A lot of people out there will do that. They'll be very successful. They let go of the momentum, and then all of a sudden they're kind of flat, but they want to get back into it. They're making money, but they want to grow. Okay, they want to start and hit another level, whatever it may be. First place I always tell, let's just start with the basics and fundamentals. Let's just grab a leg, get some new people, and let's get going and do this again. Does everybody follow me? So it doesn't really matter, but the thing is now I'm going to show them what can happen if everybody does this, okay? Now I'm just going to look at the common leg, okay? Remember, common leg. It's going to be happening in both legs if you get it duplicated in both. But what I'm doing right now with the new unfranchised owner, I'm trying to show them what can be done. What can be done if we get everybody doing a little bit, okay? Month 1, it's me and Anthony. Okay, now I'm going to show you with an 8-to-1 closure ratio, not 4-to-1, 8-to-1. Why am I doing 8-to-1 instead of 4-to-1? Kevin, you said that for every 4 qualified individuals that we showed the business to, 1 would get in, right? Great. I want to under-promise and over-deliver. I want Alan to call me a liar after we get 3, 4, 5, 6 times more than what I said we'd get, okay? So sue me, okay? So the thing is 8-to-1. We're going to use 8-to-1, not 4-to-1. That means for every 8 people we bring in the business, we're going to have 1 new team member. The team will grow by 1. Did everybody hear that? The team will grow by 1. So if we show the plan, okay, if Anthony and he shows the plan to 4, I show the plan to 4 in month 1, we've shown the plan to 8 qualified individuals. Am I right? With an 8-to-1 closure ratio, the team will grow by 1. Very important. Not doesn't really matter whether it's me or him. If I show the plan and it's my person that gets in for the 4 I show and all 4 of his don't, doesn't matter. Goes underneath Anthony. Is everybody with me? Because I'm trying to teach Anthony how to build a leg, as well as, guess what? He may not be my A guy, so I got to put somebody in there and hedge my bets to get that A person. So I'm going to put him underneath Anthony. Now, all of a sudden, we grew by 1. So in month 2, it's me, Anthony, and Alice. So she shows the plan to 4. Anthony shows the plan to 4. I show the plan to 4. We show the plan to 12. Divided by 8 is 1.5. We don't have no half people, although we've sponsored some. Okay? But the point is we're just 1. So the team grows in month 3 by 1 more. So now it's me, Anthony, Alice, okay, June. Does everybody see that? So So now all of a sudden we have 4. By 4, 16 people have seen the plan. Divided by 8. Next month, the team grows by 2. Okay? Now, here we are. We're in month 4, and it's just me and 5 others. You're thinking, Kevin, you are never going to get, at this pace, you're just not going to get there. Remember, hard, easy, right? Okay, just hold that thought. Now, all of a sudden, guess what? It's me and 5 others. We show the plan to 4. That's 20. That's 6 times 4 is 24. Divided by 8 is 3. Team grows by 3. Okay? Now it's me and 9 others. Okay? 4. Now we show the plan to 40 people. Divided by 8. Team grows by 5. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay? Grows by 5. Now it's me, 14 others. 4 times 15 is 60. 60 divided by 8 is 7. That's the team grows by 7 the next month. Does everybody see how this is going? All of a sudden now we show the plan. In month 8, we've got 136 qualified people looking at the business. Okay? You've got iPhones or Samsung phones that have calculators. You can figure it out. Okay? Team's going to grow in month 9, isn't it? By a lot. And in month 10 and 11. Meanwhile, listen up. Meanwhile, I have probably got duplicated an A, a B, and a C, haven't I? I can go down, and I'm not going to leave anything to chance. My goodness, I'm going to come and I'm going to cook these people. My point is I want to make Anthony and Alice and June so one-legged they cry. I want them on their knees begging. You know, they're hurting so bad. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to get with Alan. And he's going to be A1. Does everybody follow me? Remember we had A, B, C, and then A1. I'm going to go down with Alan and I'm going to start doing the same thing I did with Anthony, Alice, and June. Why? Because guess what? I'm going to not leave anything to chance and make sure that I've got another successful pin level on the rise, right? Okay? Because he is going to also leverage the living daylights out of them. I ask you a question. If you came into this business with 5,000 BV coming up your left side and being deposited in your 002 and your 001 banks every single week, honestly, show of hands, how many people would have worked the business a little bit differently from the very beginning? Every single one of you. Most of you didn't understand a thing I just said. Got to. Because let me tell you what, if you came into the business with half of a $200,000 US business already in place, you'd have been working it like a maniac to get paid. If not, I'm not sure you're in the right business. Okay? So everybody get this. But so I know that I can put so much pressure on one side, I create an earthquake, and it drives them to go get paid. They know how to build a leg, and guess what? That leg just goes whoosh. And I got people making money. Guess what? And now I can focus on the other side. Okay? Focus on the other side. See, but I failed in the very beginning. I failed. I'm not smart. I just failed more than anybody in here, and I failed quicker. Okay? I learned this the hard way. What I did was I I got activated, and then I got another center activated, and then another center activated, and another activated. And it was just playing this, I was trying to keep enough bricks in the thing so that, as one would fall out, I'd have to replace, and another would fall out. I couldn't keep them filled fast enough. So basically, the first 60 people I brought into business, all of them but my mother quit. I only had 59, all 59 quit, okay? And I realized it wasn't about that. What I had to do is I had to get people a taste of success. Proof isn't in the pudding, it's in the taste. So I had to get them a taste. And if they got a taste and they liked it, then it would be an insatiable appetite. So what ended up happening, I called it timeout myself, regroup. Guess what? I started to let it evolve like it should have evolved. Okay, keeping and working on building a team. Once I got a team, then I could work on another team. But it doesn't work unless you get a team going and duplicating to begin with. Well, it happened that I ended up getting 4 national supervising coordinators in that 02 left before I ever hit professional coordinator. I hadn't even hit professional coordinator. I had 4 nationals, and man, they were retailing and making money. Okay, which is cool because guess what? They were already duplicating. I could then focus my energies on the other side, and lo and behold, I focused 80% of my time on the other side, ended up with 2 directors before the other 4 nationals even jumped another pin level. Oh, and by the way, I was making a lot of money. A lot of money. Consistently. Why? They were making more money in the beginning than me, and some of them were making more money than me on the other side, but I didn't care. That money I was getting, they was going to pay me forever. They're the issue now, not me. I said, man, you don't want to be the issue in this business. One of your first goals, I tell people, they laugh at me, but one of your first goals and objectives in this business is you want to get one on the left and one on the right, at least making more money than you, because you'll keep yours forever then. All right, so this shows you, do you see what happens? See how fast the team will grow? Starts off slow, but all of a sudden it will explode, okay? I'm trying to get them to understand leverage and the compounding effect of everybody doing a little bit. So I'll show them this, okay? I thought I took this one out, but anyway, you see how it works, but it just shows how it grows. So month one is 2 people. Okay, month 2, it's still 2. You see it grows, and then it grows. So all of a sudden, and here it shows, I'm showing, we can go over and use the other X's, Anthony, to start on the other leg. But the key is, it doesn't do any good. We've got to get that ABC pattern of duplication somewhere, going in one leg or the other, so that you have time to take, and once you give 80% of your time to get that ABC pattern going and flowing, and 20% on the other, then you can turn and give 20% to the team that's already duplicating and pour 80% of your people time into the others. Everybody with me? You're going to get there a hell of a lot faster. You with me? Okay? Now, this is for people that are just building this business part-time, 8 to 10, 8 to 15 hours a week. It's a 2 to 3 year plan. Now, if you're building the business full-time, 40 hours a week, you can take the same concepts, same principle, and allocate your time resources however you want. But bottom line is the same thing has to be accomplished. Okay? All right. Now, imagine as we grow and as we build, and imagine every one of these UFOs is either coming into the business, qualifying their centers with 300 to 600 BV. Does everybody follow that? In other words, a minimum of 300 BV and possibly 300 BV more. Why? Because maybe they've been to product previews and they know there's a demand, huge demand for the product, and they already believe it, they know it, they've seen it, and they're going to order more products so they have inventory to sell for and build that customer base much quicker, okay? So they're coming in. Each one of these represents 300 to 600 initial, okay? They're all at 150 personal use in their household of at least 150. We know that, or you're not on the team. You don't even get on the chart, okay? But 150 to 500 BV, let's say, per month, depending on the size of your household, okay? And every one of them is in what? One stage or another of building their repeat customer base of 100 to 600 BVs. Everybody follow this? This is such an influx of BV, okay? This is where the residual income comes from. It's about the ongoing regeneration of BV that's product driven. It's driven by customers. It's driven by customers, okay, of unfranchised owners who continue to expand sales and distributions. Everybody with me? It's not about a few people making large orders, okay, and selling it to resellers or whatever they do with it, dumping it or whatever, because those people are going to go away. And when they go away, what happens? If you've got somebody down there not building the business like they should, and they've got large orders, and all of a sudden those large orders equal, let's say, 2,500 BV every week for 12 months. All of a sudden, they get tired of doing whatever they were doing, all on their own with no leverage, or they get caught doing, for violating policy. As soon as that stops, guess what happens, folks? The 2,500 BV a week goes away. All those people, those 70, 80, 90, 100 people that were used to seeing 2,500 BV every week going in their bank, all of a sudden they don't see it anymore, and they worked on the other side to build that leg, and all of a sudden this leg that they thought was real strong goes away. Guess what happens? They're going to think twice about rebuilding or even staying in the business. I just let you know. It's not residual income, okay? So you can think about it. You can achieve your goals. You can achieve your goals solely relying on your efforts and your results. Or if you focus on building a team, okay, 2 teams of unfranchised owners, it's much easier to achieve your results. Wouldn't you agree? Okay? I mean, you see the guy trying to get that boulder moved, and then you see how easy it is if everybody is just doing their fair share, okay? All right, couple things I will share with unfranchised owners. Number one, I go in and just little things that I want them to think about and they need to know that I've learned over time. First and foremost, your level of success. Okay, I want the new unfranchised owner as well as the one that wants to, get started over again, whatever. Your level of success is going to be directly proportional to your willingness to take personal responsibility for the end result. So whatever you get, it's your responsibility. It's not your upline. It's not your downline. It's not your cross line. It's not, how good a GMTSS system we have in the local area, okay? It's not the company. It's not anything. It's you, okay? And that is the attitude I want you to have. You've got to have the attitude that, guess what? Okay? As goes the leader, goes the gang. Just remember that. Okay? So if you're not happy with what your organization is doing, then you can't be happy for what you're doing. Okay? If you can't change, and here's the other thing. Now, if you've got people, you're just not the right people, like those 59 people that quit, okay? My mom, she wasn't the right person either, but she can't quit. Okay? So other than those 59 people, guess what? If you can't change them, to do those 6 things, if you can't change them, which I couldn't change those 59, because you only get one time to make a first impression. And I didn't make a very good first impression that first time because I just didn't have a system, I just couldn't get the system. Then when I decided to say, okay, time out, this is what we're going to do, I couldn't get any of them to change. So if you can't change them, change the people that are around you. If you can't change the people that are around you, go change the people that are around you, okay? You need to take full responsibility for your own success. This is your business, it's your income, it's nobody else's, okay? Just sharing this with people right off the bat because I don't even whiny cry babies, okay? All right, it's a business. It's a part-time business. It's not a spare-time business. And one of the biggest mistakes many people make in this business is they work at spare time. They think spare time's part-time. No, part-time is 8 to 15 hours, quality hours per week. Spare time is you do the business whenever it happens to fall in your lap or you happen to think about it. There's no structure, no design, no strategy, nothing. There's nothing, okay? It just, I'm in it. Okay, you can't put your market Hong Kong unfranchised business second, third, or fourth on the priority list and expect it to pay you first. You just can't, you can't put it all the way down here and then go to your sponsor or go to your upline. Man, I'm not getting paid. I go to every meeting. So, you're a professional meeting goer, or training goer. Good. You get an A for attendance. You get an F in math. You get an F in history. You get an F in geography. You get an F for everything else. But you get an A for attendance. You're a good citizen. Thank you very much. Okay? But the point is this is about building a business and making money. Okay? It's about making money. And I've already gone through the 6 things we've got to do, and we have to duplicate in depth in order to make that money. But you can't treat it second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth on the priority list and expect it to give you results first. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Because if you're putting it second, third, fourth, and fifth, you're treating it like a spare time business. I'm just telling you. Okay? And there's way to have balance with everything. You plan out your week, every Sunday, every week of things you have to do, people you got to see, what you got to do. You can get everything else fit in that jar. After you get those big nuts, if you will, identified, all the sand, all the pebbles, everything of the rest of your life, okay, will fill up and adequately be addressed, okay, with balance, okay? You have to use the Getting Started guide, okay? You got to focus on becoming a master UFO. People are going to go, Kevin, you give your first thing you do is you go to those 6 people, get those 6 things you want them to do. Yes, you know why? It reduces the learning curve. So when I sit down with them, with the Getting Started guide, guess what happens? I'm already doing that. I'm doing that. And it's making sense because they've already been practicing, implementing, and applying. Same thing with the UFO. If you go to the Master UFO sheet, you take and match up what I've got there, it matches perfectly, okay? But they're taking action. You want to capitalize on a new unfranchised owner's excitement, energy, and enthusiasm at the height of their decision making to make a change in their life. Get them acting, get them taking action, and get them to move in the right direction as quickly as possible, okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you later on the